All right, hey, Dave Knight here at 123 Day Trade. We're about 2 minutes outside of the inventory report. Less than 2 minutes. It's the 29th. Today is Wednesday, July 29th, 2020, so it's the last inventory report in the month of July. I don't expect it to be very significant, but we want to be prepared if it is. More importantly, what you see in front of you is the FOMC statement, the federal funds rate, and the FOMC press conference coming through here. So a better time perhaps to trade will be maybe at the 1 o'clock mark or the 1:30 mark today, depending upon how this reacts after the release of the report. We want to see what the number is to start with and go from there. There's 200 and something. Blue bar to start with. I need 1 minute to go by before I can get involved. Up against that high right there. That's a big number right there. Look at that. 10.6 million. Negative. So a drawdown. $41.35 is a possible entry point. I have 315 at 48 right now. Let's see what happens up there. Okay, the number got pulled. It's gone. It moved to 52. $38 for short right now. Yeah, I think we're going to run that though. 41.56. That just looks pretty obvious right now that we're going to go through this. This high right here was 41.52. $2231 at 9:30. Then you see another 1,000, 991. And there's your highest red bar right there at 907. It's also at 9:30. Difference being 23.15 right now. All right, so looking across the board right now, the indices are all up, although the E-mini Dow's pretty close to going one way or the other. So that's a 6p target right there at 96. A 2/3 stop at 9 ticks. Okay, we're seeing confusion in the overall market between our indicators as well. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is tilting up, this is tilting down, this obviously going like that, so this isn't equaling each other. Best to stand aside until we get a better signal. Might see it soon. And maybe a head and shoulders pattern with a break point. Really haven't officially closed above the highway yet to set up what I like to see. I like to see a 1, 2, 3. So coming above it. And then we could use as a break line roughly in this area right now, right at the 200 bar SMA, that might move it down based upon the volume that we see here. But I'd like to see if it can retest up here. Looks like it's playing the middle right now, trying to trap people one way or the other. Move back to 7. All right, this is a market that really isn't showing any signs yet. What are we, 5 minutes after the, almost 10 minutes after the release now, and we just made it back to even. Crude oil's up 30 ticks. Shaking off that inventory number right now at all. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3. It's like you have a long signal basically above here, but the volume is not really conducive to handle this one. Kind of what the overall market's looking like right there, a little range area. Here's your mid-range, top, bottom of range, and it's playing. None of this looks good to me. There's another 200 level at 41.20. Question is, are they going to support it here, or is it going to run through it and then come up? And looking at the overall market on the 15-minute chart, what do we see? It's kind of hanging out in this area right here, right? You see some support on every time it pushes down, it closes back at the pivot point. Honestly, what it looks like to me, let's get rid of that, by the way. What it's trying to establish right now, let's get my screenshot tool out. Trying to do something like this, go after some of this up here. We'll take it up to R1. But it might not happen until after that 1:30 mark today, the 1 o'clock one. Got FOMC. I'm telling you right now, the FOMC meeting, oh boy, that's terrible. FOMC. That's a dangerous report to be playing up against. And although we have 10 million hanging out there, it did not move the market at the report level. Recently, the inventory report has been a non-factor, although that's a pretty big number that came up. It's sitting there at 200. Kind of want to see what happens at 41.20. If we get through that, I want to pause here. We'll see if it gets through it. All right, looks like it's trying to make a run for it. What you call a controlled down move right now. So what are we going to go after? We're going to come off that, go after maybe a 4P target at 6. We'll hold that. We'll hold this for now. 3P target's 48. It's probably about all we're going to get right now. Go back to 3P target. Interesting that we have 1, 2, 3, and then we have our 4th time coming up on. So I actually like a long signal here, maybe above the pivot point right now. If 20, we want to. I'd like to see 20 get hit before I do anything though. We'll see what happens down here. I'm going to take a shot at it. There's a lot of orders to get filled right there, so I would assume they're going to go there to see if it's real or fake. Going to be 3 points of contact here. 1, 2, 3, going up. Pivot points at 28, 29, 41, 29. There's pivot. From this low to this low, we see starting to see it try to turn here. But divided that into, looks like it's divided into 4120 and 4121 now. It's a very slow moving market though. All right, pausing, we'll wait. All right, I'm paused. I'm waiting for it to, I want to see it test the 20 level. See if it can hold within 3 to 5 ticks. Pushes it from 4120 to around roughly 4115. All right, so top of this is what, 27 right now? There's 20. Not really fast, is it? Alright, we'll take a shot. Yeah, I didn't want to move quickly. Honestly, if that wanted to move, that should have moved very fast up through here. Now it's looking a lot better. I think right idea, I just got a little too close to it there. Probably should have waited for this here and then moved up. Alright, so let's say that if we would have held, I definitely wouldn't allow the market to move against me here. We'd be sitting at maybe there. I don't like how it's not moving though. Now it's going a little bit more. Something like that, holding that line here. Got to measure a 3P move from here though. 41.19. Be looking for the market to move between 51 to 67. I got a little too close to it there for comfort. I'm not a huge fan of longs, as you well know, and it didn't really break, so this is slow. So I expect the market right now, since it didn't break quickly, kind of top out here and go retest down here again. It might have to do it one more time before it breaks, or it might just hang out right at pivot until the 1:30, 1 o'clock mark. All right, I'm going to pause here. We'll look at it after the fact. Be back later. All right, so looking a couple minutes later, here was the down move right here, 10:06. 4 minutes later, we really haven't moved. This is telling me that it's going to be in. This is just not the way I like to take on a trade. I like momentum to be on my side, and when it doesn't break through quickly, momentum is kind of in question. So I'm going to call it right now. We'll just take our one tick win at this point, call it, and I'm going to look, we'll look at close 30 today a little bit later on a different video perhaps. All right, Dave Knight here from 123 Day Trade. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. The inventory report has not been very fruitful lately at all. Maybe August will be a little bit better, but June and July were terrible for it. Talk to you later. Bye for now.